Hello everybody and welcome to SOMR Randomizer Weekly Seed number 169. Nice. Anyway, we've got a matchup today between Heinz Hearts and RoodyOh. Let's check out our settings while the opening sequence plays. We got a Mana Tree Revival. We need 6 seeds to complete the run. We're starting with a girl. We're also starting with a second character. And the third character is somewhere out there in the world. Rudy gets the skip and gets the bow. Heinz has to walk around. And the Sprite is the other starting character. Let's see what weapon the Sprite starts with. And he's second now. The axe. Okay, well, that gives us access to a lot of things. Also gives us access to the back half of the Pure Lands. So Heinz is blasting off. Let's see where he decides to go. And Rudy is taking a second. I don't know. Heinz is dropping in to Potos and is going to go fight the Mantis Ant? No. Rudy is running through the beginning of the game for some reason. Heinz picks up a Sword Orb in the basement of the Elder. Doesn't talk to the Elder. We've got disabled hints. I'll get through the rest of the settings in a second. What is Rudy doing? What's going on? Did he just like, I think he's just playing the opening part of the game as if he doesn't have the Flammie drum. I guess it's just been a minute since, same thing, Heinz walked down. I guess it's just been a minute since the weekly seed has been a start with Flammie drum and not Flammie drum found in Logic. And so Rudy has just walked through the beginning of the game for fun. I don't know. Also starting with no money, so Rudy's checking the shop here just to check it. Heinz landing in Upper Land. Also, you'll notice that on the screen so far on Heinz' side. Here, let's see what these checks are real quick. It's a Spear Orb. And $200. All right. Rudy picks up the Sword Orb in the basement of the Elder. That all of the enemies are the same. Let's get through the rest of the settings. Everything is chaotic at the beginning. Mana Tree Revival, 6 seeds. Normal difficulty, hard complexity. We are allowing locked items. Man, not a lot could be locked right now since we're starting with the axe. I guess the whip could be locked behind the whip if you don't need the whip to do things. Or maybe something locked behind an orb that is an element that you don't wind up finding. Heinz coming to Matango and picking up Shade. Shade for free this early on. Dang. What a nice find. Rudy now in the Upper Land as well. We'll be picking up a Spear Orb and some cash. Let's see. Vanilla bosses, but with random boss elements. The other thing is we have enemies oopsAll ? And the randomly rolled enemy for this seed is Sand Stingers. So oopsAll Sand Stingers. Starting character, the girl. We're starting with one other character. That's the Sprite. The boy is just somewhere else out there. Starting with 0 gold. No chest drops. Heinz is going to talk to Mara real quick, and we'll see where Rudy decides to go. Mara, what you got for us? It is a Glove Orb. Rudy also landing at Southtown to talk to Mara. I'll go ahead and mark that Glove Orb for him. Let's see. Anything else? Disabled hints. That's about it. So we need 6 seeds. We've got both casting characters already, and a cutting weapon. So that means we have access to the back of Pure Lands right now. So now it's just get seeds, beat bosses. And you know which bosses you were going to fight. Bosses are vanilla. It's just the elements will be swapped up. Both runners coming to Northtown Ruins. We'll see if either of them decide to dive the third chest in the back. With it only being a Mana Tree Revival needing 6 seeds, I think it's worth the effort to go to the back, even if it winds up being nothing. Like, it could be one of those, it could be a seed, you know? Could be, you know, I mean, I guess it could be anything, but there's more value there, I feel, in Mana Tree Revivals than it is in vanilla. Like, go to through the Grand Palace, go through the Mana Fortress, fight the Mana Beast type seeds, vanilla seeds. Rudy, oh, dropping back down. Oh, he only did one side. I was like, why is he dropping back down? Heinz gets a Javelin and is run back in and is roping and running back. Okay, so Heinz is going to dive this third chest in the back. Rudy on his way after Accidentally blasting off early after getting the first orb, or the first chest on the balcony, decides to drop back down and go, oh, right, there's a second chest. Hold on. Javelin. And Rudy's menuing and leaving for good this time? On purpose this time? Heinz just telling the girl, hey, sit back. Stay away. Stay alive. So changes the girls. Yeah, Rudy leaves. So not getting this third chest in the back, Heinz is going to check it out and see if it's worthwhile. Rudy on his way now to do the checks here at Northtown Castle. Alright, going to the right-hand side to pick up the 2 chests here. Heinz almost to the switch in the back. We have $600 and a javelin orb. Okay, an orb for a weapon we just found. Rudy roping out and is going to be running to the left now to go to the 3rd chest in the dungeon. Heinz has made his way back to the switch and is going to hit it in a second. Well, he's getting stopped. They're camping out. Alright, finally gets through. Rudy does not decide to release the resistance fighters. Says, man, you got yourselves into this mess. It's a boomerang orb. And that's it. That's the freebies here. Rudy is now leaving. Heinz is checking his back chest. Is it worth it? No. A whip orb. Rudy now coming to Ice Country. Has 2 freebies that he can get here. One at Santa's house and one at Ice Palace. A spear orb at Santa's house. Heinz now coming to Northtown Castle to pick up his 3 checks here. And Rudy now landing in Ice Palace. There's a javelin orb. And $600 for Heinz. Alright, Heinz is now in the dungeon. And decides to be a total bro. Whip orb found for Rudy in the Ice Palace. Heinz getting a boomerang orb after freeing the resistance members. And is running south. I guess he's picked up some money at this point. We've had 2 checks, one for 200, one for 600. So he's going to check the shops here. Northtown Castle. Rudy on his way to Turtle Island. Let's see what the check is here. And let's see what Heinz has at the shop here. Nothing. Quill cap, kung fu dress. So some good starting stuff here. Picks up 1 quill cap. Picking up a second? No. Looking at that golem ring, it is out of his affordability right now. Just picked up a quill cap. Okay. Rudy coming to Tasnica. Heinz putting a quill cap on the Sprite, and not the girl. The girl gets nothing. Sorry. We can tell who the favorite child is for Heinz, given the fancy hat to the Sprite. Rudy taking a little breather here on the steps. There we go. On his way to fight the Dark Stalker. I wonder what the Dark Stalker is going to be this seed. It's a mystery. It could be anything. It's a Sand Stinger. Alright, Heinz comes to Santa's house and gets a Spear Orb. Sand Stinger goes down for Rudy, and he gets a Javelin Orb from the King. Heinz now coming to Ice Palace, and let's see where Rudy decides to go. Is headed to the mountains. So once again, hints are disabled, so Mandala is not worth the check unless you want to check the shops, but starting with the axe, Rudy and Heinz do have access to the 2 chests here in Dark Palace. So Rudy is coming in. He doesn't have the whip, so we won't be able to hit all of the switches, but we'll be able to at least get the 2 chests and then bail. Heinz now coming to the lighthouse to talk to Picard. And Rudy will be picking up his first chest here in Dark Palace in a moment. Let's see what this is. A bow orb. Picard, what have you got for us? A sword orb. Alright, Rudy ropes out and runs back in to check whatever is behind the portcullis. A javelin orb. Okay. Heinz now coming to Taznica. Rudy is coming to... Oh, right. He hasn't been to Matango yet. He's going to check the shop, and we'll also be picking up Shade. Let's see what Rudy winds up getting here. Loading up on candy. Getting a wristband for the girl. Nothing really here for other characters. Getting a fairy walnut and some chocolate and some medical herbs. Heinz picking up a javelin orb and is... I'm going to check the shop here. In a very rarely checked shop here in Taznica. The cellar behind the walls. What have we got here? Elbow pads. Could pick up a bow for the girl. Rudy picking up Shade. Heinz just getting some candy. Medical herbs. And Heinz, what did he wind up getting? An elbow pad for the Sprite. And only the Sprite. Not the, once again, the girl gets nothing. The girl, you are on your own. Meanwhile, Heinz turns to the Sprite. I love you so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. You're my favorite. Okay. Rudy is now landing in Pandora, which means that he is going to be headed south to the ruins to try his hand at fighting Wallface with Shade and no upgraded weapons and no seeds. Heinz taking his axe south, or well, I guess to the southeast corner, but I mean south as in down flights of stairs. That's south, right? Shut up. Down into the undersea continent, at least to get this first chest. I don't know if he will continue to fight any bosses in the undersea area. We'll see in just a second. But he can at least get this first chest with the axe. Oh, and we have our first seed, the light seed. All right, 1 down, 5 to go. Rudy getting some sort of subscription notification that's taking up a third of the screen. Get out of here. Heinz about to come here to Turtle Island to get a big handful of nothing. And Rudy has made it through the Pandora ruins and is about to start his fight against Wallface. We'll see what flavor Wallface is, since we do have vanilla bosses. So we know what all the bosses are at the locations, but random boss elements are in play. Heinz now coming into the mountains to go to Dark Palace, and that is a... I don't know, is this a light? Is this Lumina Wallface? I don't know. Rudy's gonna throw some shade. See what kind of damage this deals. 78, okay, decent damage. Gonna pivot and burn up the rest of his magic with Evil Gate. And winds up dealing only 16 with Evil Gate. So Evil Gate has been altered in the randomizer to deal a percentage of the boss's health. And it deals a larger percentage based on what level Shade is. But like fighting a level 1 boss with level 0 Shade and trying to throw Evil Gate it just didn't deal much damage. He would have been better off casting Dark Force the second time. So now it's just him and his weapons, two level 1 characters versus... Oh man, that's big damage. Against the wall face, Heinz picks up the Javelin Orb and is done with the chests here in Dark Palace. Uh-oh. Down goes the Sprite. Rudy's pausing and is going to revive the Sprite with a piece of candy. Heinz coming to Guy's navel. There's 4 freebie checks here. We'll see if he also decides to stop and fight some bosses. And Rudy's still just kind of slapping away. We get a Whip Orb from Watts. Heinz is going to check the shop. What have we got here? Raccoon caps. Can't quite afford that, but that's good information to have. It looks like there's also a chest guard here, which is good defense for the girl and the Sprite. 1,000 gold nets you, it's like 20-something defense. All right, Heinz sells the Quill Cap and gets a Raccoon Cap. It looks like for just the Sprite. Rudy's center eye heals up 48. Considering he's slapping for like single-digit damage, that's a lot. Yeah, Heinz gets a better hat for his beloved Sprite. His favorite child. A Boomerang Orb from the Elder. Another heal on Wallface on Rudy's side. Let's see what this chest is down here. It is the Sea Hare Tail. Okay. Little fetch quest. Rudy's spending his one and only Fairy Walnut here to get some magic back and is going to throw Dark Force. He learned his lesson. He said, well, Evil Gate did nothing, so let me do Dark Force instead. There it is. Okay, big hit from that second Dark Force cast, and the wall face goes down for Rudy, which will open up the treasury room in Pandora Castle, so that'll be a lot of checks for him to pick up. Heinz picking up his last freebie here in Guy's Navel. It is a Sword Orb at Magic Rope Chest. And not fighting any bosses. He is out of here. Rudy picks up an Axe Orb and 800 bucks from the Wallface. And this will also open up the second shop here in Pandora if he wants to go check things out. But he may just save his money. I don't know. All right, Heinz is headed to turn in the Sea Hare Tail immediately. Go ahead and just deal with that. So he's come to Kakara. Rudy is running in. All right, Sea Hare Tail gives us a second seed. All right, Sea Hare Tail gives us the Fire Seed. So that's 2 found for Heinz, 0 for Rudy so far. NPCs, get out of the way! All right, Rudy's about to talk to himself and get a Bow Orb. Heinz has now come to Pandora. He's about to do the Wallface fight and get all these checks. So we'll see how lucrative this is on Rudy's side while Heinz starts his adventure. It is, okay, a seed, the Wind Seed, an Axe Orb, the Earth Seed, oh wow, a Sword Orb, Luna Magic, and an Axe Orb. Wow, so 3 weapon orbs. We got Luna Magic and 2 seeds. Yes, all right, very good to go through and deal with Wallface. So Heinz, once he finishes out Wallface, will get Luna Magic and 2 seeds, putting him at 4. So yes, very bountiful treasury room here. Rudy, where are you headed? Oh, is gonna talk to Picard. I think this is just a weapon orb up here at the top. It is. It's a Sword Orb. All right, Heinz has made it through the Pandora Ruins, is changing things over to the Javelin, which looks like it got good damage. Even with the Sprite wielding it, the damage went up from 11 to 19. Rudy, thinking about going through the forest, is deciding against it right now. He's having a big think right now. What's he doing? Okay, he's going to land and turn in the Wind Seed, so he's going to be fighting whatever color Springbeak is. Wow, this Javelin dealing some good damage here against the center eye. So Heinz isn't even casting any magic. He's just throwing the Javelin and dealing some good damage. We have what? This is a stone. This is Gnome Springbeak. Oh, that Sprite is getting smushed! Move the Sprite. Alright, now Heinz is casting. Here comes some Dark Force. And Rudy getting that Luna magic. Oh man, what a great element to find this early on, especially when you have both casters. Just incredible to start with Shade and Luna together, and a couple of seeds. Alright, big damage there to the middle eye for Heinz. Rudy still zapping away at this bouncing bird. Gonna drain some more magic. There's another Dark Force cast. Oh, speed down. Nothing really to fear right there. Waiting for this bird to land. Slapping it a little bit. I think Rudy has expended all of his magic. Not that it matters. Alright, down goes Springbeak. And Rudy will be turning in the Wind Seed and will be able to, if he wants to, take a little bit of time to level up his spells here against the Infinite Rabbite. Heinz still slapping away. Uh-oh, heal for 48. A bow orb for Rudy. And let's see what this Wind Seed gets us. It gets us Dryad Magic and a Glove Orb. Alright, so no seed, but another magic to cast. That's real nice to have. And Dryad can deal some good damage. Burst can really put the hurt on a lot of bosses, a lot of different elementals. Another heal for the wall face. And Heinz takes down the left eye, and the girl is just kind of standing. Oh, it looks like the right eye's out of magic. So I think Heinz just has to fire away at the center eye. The girl, oh right, he changed the whatever it's called, the status of the girl to run away. All right, down goes Wallface for Heinz. And he's gonna get a cast off. That's not good. Uh-oh. What's happened on Heinz' side? He was trying to get one more cast. He had one more magic left and tried to get a last-minute cast of Shade Magic, whatever it's called, Dispel off. And it was as the boss was dying, and that's glitched things out. Oh no, there's no celebration. The screen didn't fade to white. Oh no! He's locked in. I've had this happen to me before as well. Like, if you try and get, like, one more spell off as the boss is, like, fading away, it'll mess things up. He's like, oh, he's gonna redo this fight! That's bad! That's real bad! Oh no! Oh, Heinz! Ah! A whip orb for Rudy. Meanwhile, oh no, Heinz has to redo the fight. Ah, that's a disaster. Oh no. Oh, Rudy picking up a boomerang orb is going to check to see what this orb is. Our first glimpse at Earth Palace is blocked by Luna. Surprisingly, he's going to go ahead and crack it open, it looks like, yeah. Even though he doesn't have the whip. Okay, here comes Heinz in his second fight against the Wallface. Yeah, that has happened to me before as well. That's a weird glitch. If the boss is dying, don't cast any spells. Because, especially against the boss, like, nah, it's just not a... If it's trying to target and cast spells against an enemy that is actually like phasing out of existence, some weird shit can go wrong. with the game. All right, Rudy's showing us our first boss fight here. It's the robot. It's Kilroy, and he's dark. He's evil, Darth Kilroy. Uh-oh, Rudy got a little too close to the sun there and got hammered, turned into a Moogle. All right, the boss is in its second phase right now. And Rudy's sticking with Burst. Level 2, Dryad magic. Dealing some damage, yeah. And he's going to throw one more. So now Heinz is down in the pit again against the wall face. All right. Kilroy goes down on Rudy's side. Man, that sucks so bad for Heinz that he has to redo this fight. That's just no bueno. All right, let's see what Rudy gets here and whether or not he decides to save it. If it's worth a boomerang orb and a javelin orb. No, reset. Saves come. Heinz swinging away at the eyes here in Wallface. Oh, down goes the girl. He's going to revive the girl. Is he going to care about the girl? Now you're going to care about the girl? No, it's good to have both characters up. All right, Rudy now coming back topside to fight Tropicalo. And I don't even know what color that is. Is that Sylphid? Or is that Dryad? I don't even know what to make of the color scheme here for this Tropicalo. Doesn't matter, it's dead. I have no clue what that was. It may have been Gnome? I don't know, it was kind of purpley, but it was also like shades of green. I don't know what that was. It may have been Dryad. All right, Heinz takes down the wall. Don't do anything! Don't touch it! Don't cast any spells. All right, it's fading to white. That's good news. Way to go, Rudy. And the characters are celebrating. Glove Orb, Bow Orb, and a Spear Orb. Is he going to save it? No, reset. All right, Heinz, you are getting your Axe Orb and $800, and now you can move on with the rest of the game. Yeah. Man, that sucks that you had to do that fight twice. It just kind of, everything got locked up. Trying to cast a spell as the boss was dying. Weird glitch with the game. Don't get greedy. Just let the boss fade away. Rudy coming in here with 1,100 gold could get 2 raccoon caps. Heinz gonna shop. He's got a spiky suit. Wait, he sees there's fancy overalls. Gonna get that instead. Rudy not buying anything. Okay, no armor for Rudy. Heinz loading back up on candy as well. And these fancy overalls, I wonder who they're for. Oh, they're for the Sprite. They're for the favorite child. You gotta keep the attack magic alive. Like, I get it. You got a heavily armored Sprite and then a girl in rags running around. All right, Rudy is gonna check out this last freebie check here in Guy's Navel. And Heinz is on his way to the treasury room. So Rudy is now done with everything in Guy's Navel. Heinz will be picking up Luna and 2 seeds and 3 orbs. Which is, okay, so he's in great shape. He's got 4 seeds. Rudy is headed where? He's headed to Kakara, so he's going to turn in this Sea Hairtail and get a Fire Seed. So that'll put him at 3. So the only seed that Rudy is missing is the Light Seed. Rudy just buying a couple of Fairy Walnuts. Heinz also stopping over. Oh, I wonder if both players are ready to get into Pure Lands. Heinz is going to level up a single weapon. The axe has just enough money. So Rudy didn't buy any armor. I mean, it looks like this is the staging area. This is the layover to get to Pure Lands. Yep, Rudy's headed north. Heinz also headed north. All right, this is it. Okay, both runners are ready to drop in and fight their way through the Pure Lands. So the difference here is that Heinz has 4 seeds. He has that light seed that he got as the first chest in Undersea area. Rudy, only 3 seeds, but still plenty of, I mean, level 3 magic once you get it up, leveled up. Plenty of damage. But has Dryad magic as well, so that could be helpful. Also, Heinz has a lot of armor on the Sprite, while Rudy doesn't really have much of any armor. I'm trying to think if he's maybe bought a little bit of armor. So we have our Dragon Worm here as our first fight, but it looks to be, what coloring do we have here? It's so hard to figure out. Is this Dryad? I don't know. Burst is dealing some good damage to it. Heinz gets ballooned and is throwing out some shade. Both of them have Luna, though, so that's really nice. That'll help. Rudy gets both of his characters ballooned. Another balloon ring. Uh-oh. Okay, reset from Rudy. Yeah, he got locked down hard. Heinz, on the other hand, has a lot of armor on the Sprite, so the Sprite should go untouched. So, you know, I was joking about it earlier, about him putting everything on the Sprite as the favorite child, but I mean, it's working out. The Sprite's not going to take any damage from a lot of these fights early on. Rudy taking another reset. I didn't even see what happened on that side that time. I was watching Heinz. I don't know if he got ballooned again or what. So here we go, restarting the fight a third time for Rudy. Not a whole lot of time lost, but still annoying. Heinz throwing out shade and drawing magic from the Dragon Worm. Heinz's Sprite getting run over by the snake and not caring, just bouncing right back up. Yeah, not taking any damage. Let's have the Sprite tank. Is he out of magic? Rudy has been drawing magic and is going to throw another round of burst. I think Heinz may be tapped out and is just having to physically fight. Oh, the girl gets down to 1 health. The girl! Why don't you think about the girl? Here, have a candy. You'll feel better. Yeah, Rudy drawing some more magic and throwing some more Dryad damage. All right, and the Dragon Worm goes down for Rudy. That is boss number 1 of 6 in the Pure Lands. Let's see what we get here. A Javelin Orb and Undine. All right. So another elemental to cast. That's nice to have going forward in case we fight a fire boss. Rudy on his way now to fight boss number 2. This is going to be a dragon of some kind. It's white and purple. I guess this is Lumina? It would be all white if it were an Oops Everything dragon. But I think this is Lumina. All right, Heinz gets his Javelin Orb and... Oh, wrong thing. Not the seed. Not the water seed. Undine Magic. And takes down boss number 1 as well. Rudy running in and just throwing Dryad Magic. And... draining some more magic from the dragon. And Heinz, let's see what he decides to do. 6 with Shade. All right, the dragon goes down for Rudy. And for Heinz as well. All right. Boss number 2 down for both runners. 4 to go in the Pure Lands. Let's see what our rewards are. 2,000 gold, and what was the first thing? We'll see it on Heinz's side. An Axe Orb. Okay. So 2,000 bucks. Nothing helpful right this moment, but once they get through, if they don't wind up finding any seeds here and finishing the run right now, then that'll lead to buying some more fairy walnuts or better armor, leveling up. Probably not going to bother leveling up weapons. All right, both of our runners headed towards boss number 3 right now. This is going to be Axebeak, and let's see what flavor we have here. It is dark. We have Shade Axebeak. So that is another thing to think about, is that Heinz has 1 additional seed, and it's a goal of 6 seeds. So if 2 of these last 4 bosses have seeds, then Heinz will be done with the run, and Rudy will be shit out of luck, and we'll have to go out and find a 6th seed somewhere else. There could be more. I mean, it would be a horrible thing if there were 3 seeds on the last 4 bosses in Pure Lands and put both of them in go mode, but I mean, it's happened before where you go into the Pure Lands and you find just like several seeds along the way to the mana tree. Our Rudy makes quick work of Axebeak, and Heinz is going to be finishing up in just a second, taking some time to level up Undine. Let's see what the reward is on Rudy's side. It's a Boomerang Orb and a Boomerang Orb. Neat. All right, 3 bosses down, 3 to go for Rudy. Able to get to the back half of Pure Lands, that axe that the Sprite started with. And Heinz takes down Axebeak as well. We'll be getting a Boomerang Orb, and a Boomerang Orb, and a Boomerang Orb. It's Boomerang Orbs all the way down. All right, boss number 4 for Rudy. This is the Fire Dragon Domain, and this is... What is this? What color is this? Is this like a Fire Dragon that has been reskinned to Salamando, so it's like a double Fire Dragon? I don't know what this... Or maybe it's... Sylphid? I don't know what this color scheme is. Rudy, it doesn't matter. Rudy takes down the dragon with a couple of casts of Dryad, of Burst. And boss number 4 goes down for Rudy as Heinz comes into the arena to start his 4th boss fight here in the Pure Lands. Yeah, I want to say that that's going to be Salamando. It's like a Fire Dragon reskinned for Salamando, and it's just like, I don't know. A Spear Orb, and what else? Oh, we were talking about Salamander magic. There is Salamando. All right. So, Undine and Salamando found 2 elementals found in the Pure Lands. It's not seeds, but it's still really nice to have that option open, especially in Random Boss Elements option for the run, to be able to have more options to throw elements that are the weaknesses of the bosses that you're fighting. So, Heinz dealing some damage. What? What happened to the dragon there? I didn't see anybody throw any damage. The dragon just kind of like crashed into a wall and died off screen. He didn't cast a spell. He didn't throw... I didn't see the girl throw a javelin. The dragon was just kind of flying around and just decided to fucking die. Just was done. Okay. All right, Rudy is fighting boss number 5 here. It is the Thunder Gygus reskinned as something else. I don't know what this color is. That light? Lumina? I don't know. Dealing some good damage here. Maybe Luna. It's one of the 2. I can't really tell. It's a very bright color, though. Very bright color scheme. Or maybe Sylphid. I don't know. I don't know what this... It's like light blue and green. I guess we won't know until it casts a spell. I really don't know. Heinz is on his way now through the forest and is going to be getting to this boss in just a second. All right, the Gygus goes down. Oh, okay, so it cast Mana Absorb. So it was a Moon Gygus. So Heinz is dropping in now to fight it, starting his fight against the Luna Gygus, while Rudy finishes up his fight and celebrates. We get a Sword Orb and an Axe Orb. All right, boss number 5 down for Rudy on his way to his 6th and final boss. Dog is freaking out downstairs. We got a thunderstorm coming in now. Sorry about that in the background. All right, Rudy is about to start his 6th and final boss fight here in the Pure Lands. Uh-oh, Heinz getting a little close and getting slapped. Oh no, and then Moon Magic. Everybody getting fully healed. Heinz having to restart the fight. Everybody going back up to full health. Oh, that sucks. Heinz restarting another fight this seed. All right, what kind of dragon do we have here? I didn't see what the color scheme was. It's all white, so it's a mishmash. It's going to pull from all different elements. It's not necessarily like every element, but white means that it can pull from its moveset from every possible spell and elemental. But it doesn't mean that it gets like 20 different spells. It only gets the amount of spells that it would normally get. All right, Heinz sealing some magic. All right, Rudy takes down the 6th and final boss here in Pure Lands. Heinz moving the girl back into attack mode. Let's see, the Moon Gygus giving itself moon magic and slapping the sprite, staying a little close there. All right, let's check in with Rudy. What are the final rewards here? A bow orb and a sword orb. So no seeds found, 2 elementals found. Heinz, the Gygus gives himself a lunar boost. Uh-oh! And then crits and shrinks the... Oh no! We got... They're small and they're muted or something. I don't know. They can't use anything. They just are that way now. That's horrible. Alright, the sprite gets slapped down. Oh, that sucks! Oh man, Heinz has to reset the fight again. Man, that is horrible that they can't use spells, they can't use items, and they are shrunken. That's a horrible set of circumstances. All right, this is attempt number 3 for Heinz against the Moon Gygus. Rudy now has hit the checkpoint here with the Mana Tree. Needs to go out and find 3 more seeds and come back, but he's hit the checkpoint, so when he lands in Pure Lands, he'll land at the Mana Tree and be able to turn everything in and be done with the run. Heinz is just, I mean, he hit an actual wall at wall face, and now he's hitting another wall here at the Moon Gygus. He needs to stay away so he doesn't get slapped. Rudy coming to shop, 5,000 gold in the bank. Decides to spend 3,000 on Fairy Walnuts and picks up a couple of power wrists. Heinz remembering, oh yeah, I picked up Salamando, so let me cast this with the girl. Not a lot of damage. Level 0 Fire Bouquet. Oh, Moon Saber, that means the slap will heal him up. Like, he doesn't really have any, like, attack magic. It's just that, like, Moon Magic, Luna Magic could really, like, mess things up. Oh, there it is. And Moogled. Oh, but he can cast spells still. Okay. Or use items. So he's going to... Oh, but here comes another... What else happens? Enemy wimps out. I don't know what this is. Did he get boosted? Well, yeah, luckily he can't cast, like I said, can't cast attack magic. Rudy coming to the Sunken Continent is on his way down the stairs now to go to the Undersea area. We'll be picking up his Light Seed that Heinz picked up early on. All right, Heinz finally takes out the Moon Gygus here at boss number 5 in Pure Lands. Has one more boss to go. We'll have a much easier time with the 6th and final boss here. And so Rudy will be picking up his Light Seed. There it is. And is leaving. Not going to continue on. There's a Sword Orb and an Axe Orb for Heinz, and he is on his way to his 6th boss in Pure Lands. Let's see where Rudy decides to go now. Headed back to the Empire. Northtown Castle. Alright. Headed back to fight the bosses here. And Heinz is fighting the Everything Dragon. Throwing out a bunch of shade magic. Dealing some decent damage. Alright, Rudy's about to drop in and fight the Metal Mantis. Let's see what we've got here. It is dark. I believe that's what that is. And he's just going to throw some burst magic. And then draw magic with Luna. Heinz still oh, now he's got he's casting with the girl has leveled up Salamander to level 1, so actually dealing some decent damage now, as he's got both characters throwing damage out, throwing magic out. Steals magic with Luna and continues blitzing away. Rudy takes down the Metal Mantis very quickly. That dried magic really putting in the work. Really allowing him to go through these boss fights quickly. Heinz drawing some more magic. And down goes the 6th boss. Let's see what Rudy gets here. It's a Spear Orb. And nothing. And he's going to save Scum. Not going to save that. Heinz takes down the 6th and final boss here in Pure Lands. And is done with the run through Pure Lands. Is going to get the checkpoint. And be able to go out and hopefully find 2 more seeds. And return and be done with it. A Bow Orb and a Sword Orb. His last 2 gifts here from defeating the bosses. And he's going to go through the cutscene real quick and get the checkpoint. Rudy now climbing to the top of Northtown Castle to fight the 2nd boss. It will be a mech rider of some variety. We'll see in just a moment. Alright, Rudy's made it to the top of the castle, and we'll be fighting... Oh, I don't know what that was. It was a dark mech rider. I don't know. Heinz gets the checkpoint and is going to continue on with the rest of the game. Needs to go find 2 more seeds. Rudy needs to find 2 seeds as well. So we've got quite a race on our hands right now. Let's see what we have here with this. It's dark. I don't know if that is an actual, like, dark... It's green. Green and, like, purple. Well, whatever it is, it's dead now. All right. Rudy takes out the 2nd boss here. Heinz, let's see what you wind up buying here, if anything, from the shop in Kakara. Nothing. Looks around, doesn't like anything, gets out of there. All right. Is this going to be a seed or an element or the whip or the boy or something like that? Boomerang. Whip orb. Reset. Rudy doesn't save either of those fights. So Northtown Castle didn't have anything. Heinz on his way to Gold Isle. Doesn't have the gold key. What's coming here for? Oh, just a shop? I guess he's just looking for some upgraded armor. Almost afford a unicorn helm. Could get a cool cap for the girl, if he cared. He does not. The girl gets nothing. Sorry. Rudy is coming to Fire Palace. Our first one coming here has 5 elements in his arsenal that he could unlock. This orb is Gnome. So cannot get into Fire Palace. Also does not have the sword, doesn't have the gloves, doesn't have a barrel to get up the ramp. So he's going to skip out of here, but has that info. If he finds Gnome, he can come back here and crack into it. Heinz landing in the upper land now, running in, smashing the girl's face against these sharp feet of Springbeak, and then starts firing magic. Is going to be turning in the Wind Seed. And Rudy, oh, okay, has landed at the flower fields and is headed into the front of the Haunted Forest, has the axe, so can cut down the barrier and head to Elena's castle. It's a good choice. We'll have 2 drops there. Usually, you know, easier to and quicker to do this check with the whip, but, I mean, this is in logic. Can cut down that barrier with that axe that the runners have had since the start of the seed. Heinz takes down Springbeak. Gets rewarded with a bow orb. And we'll be able to get 2 more drops here from Grandpa. I don't think there's anything consequential here. Oh no, this is where Dryad is, right? Dryad, yep. And a glove orb. And Heinz is not going to sit around and level anything up. He's got things to do. Alright, Rudy has made his way through the forest and is now at the front door of the castle. These sand stingers posing a little bit of a nuisance, trying to get through some of these tight corridors. Heinz thinking. Where's he headed? Potos? Nope. Okay. So, going to go to Tonpole Cave, to Undine Cave. Doesn't have the water seed to turn in. But there are 2 drops here that he can get. There's the weapon orb off of the boss, as well as 2 rewards from Undine. And let's see what flavor we have here. So we have the Tonpole fight. One interesting thing about the Tonpole versus the Snapdragon, if you fight the Biting Lizard or whatever it's called, you know, it is already evolved. The Tonpole, alright, let's see, do we have a hint here from the berry? No hint. If the Tonpole evolves into the Lizard, it can change elements in random boss elements, but Heinz doesn't even let that happen. Spear Orb just immediately obliterates the Tonpole, doesn't allow it to grow. We get a glove orb and gnome magic. All right, well, that's great. Heinz does not know, but Rudy does, that the Fire Palace is locked by gnomes, so that unlocks Fire Palace. If Heinz decides to go there, he'll be able to walk right in. Rudy has a sleeping sprite. He's fighting against, this looks like Dryad. Spiky Tiger. Heinz also now coming to the flower fields. And is going to be going through the forest and going to Ellenaze himself. So we'll see from Rudy if this is worth his time. Alright, down goes Spiky Tiger. We got a bow orb, and then we have 2 chests to unlock. Alright, what are our rewards? It is the boy. We'll see what weapon the boy has on him in just a second. And then there's a second drop. Heinz has made his way through the forest. Boy has the sword. And a seed. Okay, nice. So that is our 5th seed. So yes, this is very good for Heinz to come here and get... I mean, the character, whatever. It's a cutting weapon. Don't really need the cutting weapon. But a 5th seed. Alright, so Rudy... Let's see, can't turn in the light seed, can't turn in the dark seed, can't turn in the fire seed, can't turn in the earth seed. So let's see where he decides to go next. Comes to Potos, picks up the boy, immediately takes him back home. Alright, fighting the... Let's see, this is the water, the Undine Mantis Ant. And Rudy throwing a bunch of bursts down. Heinz has made his way to the back of the castle now. And he's about to start his fight against Spiky Tiger. Alright, Mantis Ant goes down for Rudy. Alright, Spiky Tiger dropping in. Boop! Girl's unconscious. Alright, do we have a seed here? Sword Orb. Nothing. Reset. Rudy does not save that. All right, Heinz doing his fight now with the Spiky Tiger and is casting with both characters, going ahead and using up magic that the girl has, getting Salamando up to level 2 now. The girl's unconscious and still throwing fire. Rudy coming to Sunken Continent. Let's see what he decides to do here. Is he going to go undersea? Okay, no, he's walking in. So this first boss fight against the Snapdragon is not going to lead to anything. He doesn't have the Dryad Seed to turn in. But then it will unlock 2 more boss fights against Hexus and the Watermelon. So, a couple of checks here. Hopefully, there's a seed. Alright, Heinz takes down the Spiky Tiger and gets a Bow Orb. And we'll be getting, I'll go ahead and mark this, the Boy, the Sword, the Dark Seed. And let's check out Rudy's fight here. Drawing some more magic from the Lizard, dealing some good damage here with Burst. Throwing some more level 4 Burst. Level 4 Dryad magic is punchy. Alright, Heinz ropes out and is going to take to the sky. Let's see where he decides to go next. Rudy drawing some more magic. And down goes the Biting Lizard. Snapdragon, whatever you want to call it. Boomerang Orb. So once again, Rudy does not have the Dryad Seed to turn in, but this will unlock 2 more boss fights. So he's going to run to the back and fight Hexus first. Heinz, doing the same thing that Rudy did. Picked up the Boy and went, oh, right. Was reminded, oh, let me get a Potos. Oh, the Boy, on Rudy's side, gets a little close to that Snake Lady and becomes immolated. Not good times. This is on fire and not enjoying it. Meanwhile, Heinz, the Mantis Ant, also on fire and not enjoying it, down in the pit. Both of our runners just blasting away through these bosses with high-level magic. Just looking desperately for one more seed to finish this thing out. Rudy drawing some magic from Hexus is full up. Hexus goes down. Heinz also gets filled up. Mantis Ant goes down. It's not going to be anything worthwhile. We've already seen Rudy do this boss fight. Is this going to be the answer? Rudy gets a Whip Orb and $200 and it resets. Heinz gets a Sword Orb and nothing and does not reset. He's taking off. Rudy now walking back upstairs to fight the Watermelon. Save Scum the fight against Hexus. And this looks like it is a gnome. It is an earth-based watermelon. A stone watermelon. Heinz now landing in Guy's Navel. Has he not fought the bosses here? Rudy fought the bosses here, but Heinz has not. Well, neither of these bosses have seeds. So this is not going to be worth his time, but he'll be able to get through the bosses very quickly since he has high-level magic. And Tropicalo and Kilroy are pretty susceptible to magic damage, so. Alright. Watermelon goes down for Rudy. Is this the final seed? Heinz immediately starts blasting away with both barrels, the girl and the Sprite, in tandem. Alright, Rudy, it's a Glove Orb and a Javelin Orb. Reset, doesn't care. Tropicalo goes down for Heinz. Alright, Rudy, what's next? What is the game plan? Heinz getting a Glove Orb, a Bow Orb, and a Spear Orb. And saving it, and is now dropping down in the pit to fight the Dark Kilroy. Darth Boy. Rudy is trying to figure out where to go. Okay, All right, okay, this is good for Rudy. He is coming to fight the Tonpole, which will give him Gnome. And if he looks at his notes, he knows the Fire Palace is unlocked with Gnome. So we're crossing the 1 hour mark here. Rudy smacks. Get these sand stingers out of the way. Slaps them away. All right, Rudy's starting his fight here with the Tonpole in Undine Cave. Heinz takes down Kilroy. Let's see what our rewards are going to be. Boomerang and Javelin Orb. Heinz just saves it. Just says, okay, sure. Okay, where to now, Heinz? All right, the Tonpole is evolving, and Rudy is continuing to throw Burst Magic. Heinz is headed, okay, to... Well, maybe gonna stop over and shop real quick at Kakara. Nope. Just touching down. Just checking in. How's everything going? Y'all enjoying the water? Okay, peace. Okay, he meant to land at Fire Palace. All right, Rudy takes down the Tonpole, gets a Spear Orb, is gonna get Gnome, and something else, a Glove Orb. All right, Heinz is the first one here to Fire Palace with Gnome. And Rudy knows that information. So he's going, okay, cool, I've just picked up Gnome. Maybe now's the time to go to Fire Palace. Especially since both runners have 6 of the elements. You know, could definitely get in the first door. Or the first orb. $600 for the first chest. A very good opportunity or possibility of getting through the second orb. Let's see what the second orb is on Heinz' screen. It's Luna. Alright, so cannot turn in the Fire Seed unless one of these 2 orbs is the whip. So, or at least one of these 2 chests. So 2 chests left for Heinz to check. Rudy has to go through the Fire Palace in its totality. Alright, here is chest number 2 for Heinz. Alright, it's Sylphid. Okay. Not great. Not really what we want to see. Rudy running upstairs, seeing that it is Luna Magic, is cracking it open. Did he check the first chest? No, he didn't. He's running back downstairs to check that first chest. All right, Heinz, what is this third chest? Oh my gosh. All right. Well, dang. All right, Heinz is in go mode, and we'll be finishing out the seed first. Rudy picks up his $600 and has to get Sylphid, and then we'll pick up his 6th and final seed for this run, and we'll be finishing second. All right, Heinz lands, gets the GG message, and we'll be finishing with a time of 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 25 seconds. GG's to Heinz. Man, he had some struggles. Had to fight Wallface twice, had to fight the Gnome Gygus 3 times. I think 3 times. Maybe it was 4. All right, Rudy picking up. There's his Dryad Seed. All right. And he's roping out and is going to go turn that in. He'll be done in the next minute or so. Yeah, Heinz definitely faced some difficulties there with the glitch of trying to cast a spell against a boss as it was dying and having it freeze everything up. That sucks. Ugh. But went through everything very quickly. All right, Rudy is finishing with a time of 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 12 seconds. GG's to both of our runners for completing the seed. Yeah, just over an hour. Very close times. Yeah, Rudy just wound up doing more stuff. Went to Sunken Continent and fought 3 bosses there, which wound up turning into nothing. Also, fighting a couple of the bosses earlier on, like in Gaia's Navel, that he fought with lower power, like, on his side, that Heinz went and then like went and fought those bosses and blew them up real fast at the end. So even though Rudy did those checks earlier, they didn't amount to anything, and then Heinz did them later on, but was able to get through them more quickly because he had more damage output. Also, Rudy walking through the woods at the beginning instead of taking off, like walking to Potos and then starting his run instead of picking up the Sprite and the weapons from the pedestal and then immediately taking off. Interesting. I mean, honestly, that could have been the difference. It was like, whatever, a 50-second difference. Just walking through the opening area could have made the difference in the timing stuff. But they did all of the same stuff. I think the only thing that was done that Rudy did that Heinz did not was that the Grand Palace, those 3 bosses. So Rudy was doing stuff more efficiently. But the other thing, though, to Heinz's credit, you know, he had to fight Wallface twice. And, you know, so that is a glitch that happened. The struggle against the Moon Gygus, you know, that naturally occurring struggles there. But the glitch against Wallface is just, you know, just sucked to see. But still, Heinz was able to pull it out and found that gnome magic and was able to get into Fire Palace and get that Dryad Seed before Rudy did. But a very tight run and a very well run race for both of our runners. GG's to both of them once again. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to this commentary. If you want to play the Secret of Mana randomizer yourself, you can check the description in the status, whatever you want to call it, down below the description of the video. There should be a link to the Secret of Mana randomizer website where you can get the program. You can generate seeds for yourself. If you want to join the Discord community, there's a link to the Mana randomizer Discord down in the description of the video as well. If you have any questions about setting up seeds or any type of strategies or any other information or questions about the game itself, or if you want to run the weekly seed yourself, come by and say hello and check in, ask some questions. Very helpful community there, very knowledgeable community there. A lot of good peeps. If you want to check out Heinz and Rudy, go give them follows. I've got links to their Twitch pages, and I think they're both on YouTube. I don't know. Whatever their stuff is that they have. I've got links to their stuff down below. If you want to go check them out, give them a follow, give them support. And thank you once again, both Heinz and Rudy, for letting me rebroadcast these races, or these runs as a pseudo race and do commentary. Once again, thank you for tuning in and listening, and that is it for me. Thank you. I've said thank you like 38 times. Thank you. I'm done. I gotta stop. I'm just rambling here. Goodbye.